Hey guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2025 GMC Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate.
And a big thanks to Jordan and the rest of the management and staff here at Rivard Buick and GMC in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Jordan.
And for those of you guys who don't know, GMC gave their 5th generation heavy-duty Sierras a mid-cycle refresh last year for 2024. Getting new styling for the front and rear, swapping their 6-speed automatic for a new Allison 10-speed, more power for the Duramax diesel, and an all-new flagship Denali Ultimate trim that we have here, which is basically a fully loaded Denali with black exterior accents and a more premium leather interior, with 7 total trims for the 2025 Sierra, ranging from the $47,000 base Pro up to the top-of-the-line $94,000 Denali Ultimate that we have here. What else do we get for that money though? Let's jump right in. So first thing we notice that separates this Ultimate from a standard Denali is the front styling. We have the smoked chrome grille with black GMC accents, black headlight housing with the dual projectors for the high and low beam, and an LED daytime running light surrounding it. We have black accents for the lower bumper area too, full front parking sensing fog lights in the corner with a chrome recovery hooks, forward-facing camera with HD stamped as part of the grille area, and an aggressive hood scoop too. Very aggressive front styling on this 2025 Denali Ultimate. 2500 stamped on the front bumper area with the engine block heater beneath it. Pretty useful for the diesel, but not super useful for Florida climate. Still a pretty cool feature, especially considering I'm pretty sure it's standard here on the Ultimate. We get the black and silver contrasted 20-inch rims here too. We get more black accents here for the Ultimate. And I like how we have the 20s, no 22s, no 24s either. So the ride quality, although we have a more heavy-duty suspension here with the 2500, is surprisingly good. Probably one of the best riding 2500s that I've personally driven. It helps because we get the independent front suspension, of course, solid rear axle out rear. But these tires are pretty beefy. We get 65 sidewalls on these 20-inch rims, so about a 33.5 to 34-ish inch tire, not quite a 35. You can check out the AT4X at some point on this channel to get the beefier 35-inch tires. But anyway, these about 34s are still more than beefy enough. They're Goodyear Wrangler Trail Runner all-terrains. Dimensions are 275, 65, R20. Pretty solid amount of wheel gap too. GMC on the reflector up top with Ultimate Duramax Allison transmission stamped on the upper right part of the fender area. A lot of noise right now here in Brandon, Florida. Hopefully that's just people getting their way to work. We get Denali HD stamped on the lower left part of the door area, the heavy duty tow mirrors with LED turn signals on them, zone light on them as well with 2 tiers, blind spot monitoring up top, an additional mirror beneath which helps you have a better view of what's going on for your rear wheel and potentially a trailer if you're towing something behind it. We have smart access for the driver and the front passenger, chrome door handles, chrome window trim, black pillars. Take a quick look at the window sticker, see everything that we get on this 2025 Sierra 2500 4-wheel drive Denali. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera with the white frost tri-coat exterior paint. That is an $1,100 option, $865 for the body color wheel arch moldings, $295 for the universal vehicle module, $150 for the tie downs, $125 for the wheel locks, so about $4,000 in total options, $2,000 for the destination, totals us out a tick over $99,000. So definitely getting up there in price. That was an ATV, or side-by-side that just flew by. I didn't know side-by-sides could sound like that. I also didn't know that they're street legal. Probably not. Either way, we also get the max trailering package for $1,540 with a $93,300 base price. And hopefully you can pause, take a look at all of the standard features. This vehicle comes loaded with them. But yes, it's definitely getting up there in price. But this specific truck on Rivard Buick GMC's website has, I believe, $10,000 to $12,000 in total discounts. So you can actually probably pick one of these up for a similar overall price compared to a 1500 Ultimate. And a 1500 Ultimate has about an 8,000 pound towing capacity and about a 12 to 1300 pound payload, which isn't terrible. But here we have about a 3,400 pound payload and 22,500 pound max towing. So not even comparable when it comes to total capability. The 1500 is a little bit more comfortable, but we're not going to compare these two trucks as actual trucks. I also like how GM for their heavy duty trucks gives us the side bed step, making things really convenient. The gas cap, it's not push to open, but no latches to pull. We don't get easy fill with diesel and the diesel exhaust fluid right next to it. We get the same rear wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper. Still get the 8-lug pattern and about 34-inch tires. We get the upgraded leaf springs and the heavy-duty suspension and axle. Hopefully you can pick that up on camera. GMC reflector. It also says GMC on top of this bed plastic cover. Additional bumper step out rear, full LED taillights, turn signals, and reverse lights. And for the 2024 facelift, GMC added sequential turn signals. We get full rear parking sensing, black GMC badge, Denali beneath it, Sierra in the lower right corner, and shout out Rivard Buick and GMC in Brandon, Florida for helping make this review possible. We get our backup camera and our zone light up top and a multi-pro tailgate. We can drop the entire tailgate with the lower button, and the top button drops the multi-pro function. But the multi-pro function also allows this bed to function as an extender. So the heavy-duty Sierra comes standard with a 6.5-foot bed, and this allows you to have about a 2-foot extender. So basically a long bed Sierra, and with the heavy duties, you can actually load heavy objects back here. You can load some heavy objects in a 1500, but this has more than double the payload capacity of a 1500. 2 cup holders back here as well. We get the kicker speaker upgrade, so be careful not to leave this open for too long, because if water gets in these speakers, I know they say they're waterproof, but I don't know how waterproof they really are. We can also leave this open, and then we can drop this top function, and this allows us to have probably the most convenient bumper or bed step in the business. Even without the grab handle in the corner, heavy duty truck, you just hop right in with no problem. We get an LED third brake light, zone light for the bed, and our camera for our camera mirror. We get 3 tie downs in each corner with additional tie downs in the center. The bed liner is appreciated with our 5th wheel right over here, the holes for it. That's about it though, guys, for this bed area. The grab handle will make things a lot easier, but I personally don't need it because this step function, the multi-pro tailgate, is so ridiculously convenient. We get our outlet back here. It's 120 volt, 400 watt with LED box lighting. That's about it. We can shut this multi-pro tailgate ride up, take a step back. Trailer hitch, I'll leave a link right here, show you what this truck can tow conventionally and with the gooseneck, and a large exhaust tip in the lower right corner. Hopefully you get a good look at the suspension and axle. Spare tire does appear to be a full size, but it does not look like it's a Goodyear all-terrain like this truck has. But speaking of the exhaust tip, let's fire up this 6.6 liter Duramax diesel, and here she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the 6.6 liter Duramax diesel sold by GMC for the 2025 Sierra 2500 heavy duty Denali Ultimate. And it sounds all right, making a lot of power though. At 470 horsepower, 975 pound-feet of torque, made it to a 10-speed automatic transmission. You can expect 0 to 60 in the high 6-second range, making it a no-joke performer considering a curb weight of around 8,000 pounds. The hydraulic struts are appreciated, but what we see is basically what we get. We can shut this hood right down, take a step back, and walk around this 2025 GMC Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate. Let's take a step inside and see what we get with just about the ultimate heavy-duty truck right now out on the road today. We get leather stitching up top, wood grain beneath it with a soft leather padding underneath the wood grain, with a gushy soft leather armrest with a Denali Ultimate specific Alaskan theme for the leather embroidery. White contrast stitching, just hard plastic beneath. You'll stack 2 footlongs, 24-ounce bottles. Bose premium audio system, and it sounds really good. Big upgrade compared to the standard Denali. I believe you get 4 additional speakers with the Ultimate. The Ultimate nameplate as you step inside with the Mount Denali coordinates underneath it. Power running board, and we also get our payload capacity, which is 1,335 pounds. My camera equipment's kind of acting up with the trailering information beneath. Conventionally, this truck can tow 20,000 pounds with the hitch and almost 22,000 pounds with the gooseneck. You upgrade to the dually, I believe you can tow about 36,000 pounds. An absolute monster of a truck. The seats are Ultimate embroidered. The leather is softer compared to a standard Denali, perforated, heated, and ventilated, and I personally love the color. We get the massage seats, 4-way lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide. Taking a step inside, the grab handles also have leather wrapping and stitching on them. Foot on the brake, engine start stop, and everything fires right to life. So first thing we notice, outside of the seats, the interior here for the most part is typical Denali, very premium, leather all throughout. We have the heads-up display, which hopefully you can pick up on camera, large display, thick steering wheel, no 10 and 2 bolstering, but the 9 and 3 fits well in your hands, rubberized horn area, the horn, loud and aggressive, people should be definitely getting out of your way. We don't get dual pane windows, but it's a thick single pane of glass. The stocks have a pretty premium feel to it, and the gear selector is this old school selector. The backup camera, let's check it out. High resolution, guidance lines and trajectory. You can turn on the 360, not quite sure why it's not on. The 360 also gets guidance lines and trajectory with the front facing camera as well, over the top for the front, over the top for the rear, side blind zone out rear, side blind zone up front with a over the top trailer hitch view and our in-bed camera as well. Throwing right back into park, we return right back to the previous screen after about a second. There we go. Anyway, continuing along, we have our heads-up display adjustments right up top, the steering wheel controls. We got our cruise control, forward collision alert, heated steering wheel underneath, and the right side voice commands. You can hang up and answer your phone calls with our infotainment adjustments. Right now we're looking at navigation, phone, display layout. You can adjust all the layouts throughout this digital gauge display and heads-up display. Tire pressure, this is why our ride quality with a heavy duty trucks can be a little bit worse. We have 65-ish PSI in the tires up front and almost 90 PSI for the tires out rear. That's how we're getting the extra payload, extra towing. That's also why we're not going to have 1500 ride quality. And throwing an air suspension on a heavy duty truck completely defeat the purpose of having a heavy duty truck. So you're gonna have to compromise a little bit of the ride quality for its added capability. But continuing along, we also have our music. We'll leave it at the digital speedometer. On the left side, our speedometer goes to 140 miles an hour. The tach goes to about 4,500. That's actually pretty high revving for a diesel. Beneath that, coolant temperature on the left side, fuel level in the center, battery level with the oil pressure or temperature all the way to the right. To the left, the steering wheel. The steering wheel is a tilt and telescope, but it's not a power tilt and telescope. At this price point, I'd expect a power tilt and telescope. The steering wheel, though, it does telescope. Not every heavy-duty truck does. We get our box lighting, interior lighting, headlamp controls with fog lights, four-wheel drive high and four-wheel drive auto. That's an appreciated feature, helping us get some better traction off the line with this monster diesel powertrain. We get a drive mode selector with tow haul mode. Our drive modes include off-road and normal. We'll leave it in normal for the duration of this review. Electronic parking brake. Hopefully you guys get a good look at the pedals down below with the hood latch release. All stitched dashboard with 5 Bose speakers, 2 tweeters on the dash, bass speaker in the center, and tweeters on each pillar. With the suede Alcantara headliner, very premium interior all throughout. The 13.4-inch touchscreen response is just about perfect. The resolution is just about perfect. We can recenter it. You get our voice assistant, trailering phone, navigation, music, and our home screen down below. Our home screen, we can adjust our trailer on the right side, clock, audio, and our map. That's pretty cool. And we can also have all of our shortcuts on the right side as well. My personal favorite to leave it at all times would be the map, so we'll leave it there. Aluminum engine start stop, some aluminum contrast in this leather stitching for the dashboard. Dual zone automatic front climate control, heated and ventilated seats, exhaust brake, lane keep assist. You can turn off the parking sensors, hydraulic tailgate release, hazards, turn off the traction control, and our hill descent control. Solid storage, USB-A and C port, our trailer brake controller, and more storage, leather stitching for your knee will often hit. More storage over here in the center, ton of storage in this interior. You'll fit 24 to 32 ounce bottles and a gushy soft ultimate specific armrest with more Denali coordinates on it and just a very soft texture. The storage space, we get a wireless phone charger right over here, just like the AT4X we just reviewed in this channel. Very solid storage here. You'll fit probably 7 iPhones, business cards, coins on the opposite side, and you'll fit probably 4, maybe 5 2-liter bottles of soda, USB-A and C port with an additional 120 volt, 400 watt AC outlet. And we get an LED light so we can see everything going on in the center console at night. The glove boxes, we get more of that Denali embroidery in the wood up top with a decent amount of storage, just like the AT4X. You'll fit 5 or 6 pairs of socks. The bottom tier, decently spacious. You'll fit 25 license plates, 6, maybe 7 Harry Potter books. Should be able to fit a pair of shoes with no problem. Frameless auto dimming rear view mirror with a digital rear view mirror function. The adjustments on the lower right side. 3 garage home link settings, voice commands, OnStar and SOS. Interior lights are LED. We get a 5th opening window back here. Cool, opens and closes decently quickly, and our sunroof. Not a panoramic moonroof. At this price point, a panoramic would be pretty cool, but it still opens up. Nice day today in Brandon, Florida. Sunny and 84 degrees according to this 2500 Denali Ultimate. That's about it though, guys, for the front seat. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin. But taking a step out back, let's see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So up top, just like up front, we get leather stitching, 2 Bose speakers on the door panel, cushy, soft, Ultimate specific armrest with more of that wood, open pore wood, aluminum door handle, auto one touch the way down, but you gotta press and hold for the way back up. You'll easily fit a 14-inch sub, 24-ounce water bottle in front of it. The running boards continue. These running boards don't have the button to sway back and forth, unfortunately, but not a big deal. The rear seats, ton of legroom. The GM trucks all have the center cubby area that has some additional storage and a good location. Nice secretive hiding spot for certain things. Flat floor too, so if your wife kicks you out of the house, you can throw a sleeping bag back here and sleep in the back of your $100,000 Denali Ultimate if need be. Get some additional storage back here, the engine block heater, all of that nice to get from the factory. We're taking a step inside. I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have about a foot of knee room. Mat pockets are leather behind both the front seats. Heated second row seats, air vents, cup holders will fit 24-ounce bottles, USB-A and C port. Headroom, GM gives us this very large cutout back here, so I still have at least 4 inches, 5 inches of headroom. So if you're under 7 feet tall, you'll have no problem sitting in the back of a 2025 2500 Sierra. We get leather stitching for the grab handles back here as well. The center cubby, you can pull this rope, access it. Very soft baseball mitt feeling, high quality leather with 24-ounce water bottles fitting in there with no problem. Interior lights are LED. That's about it though, guys, for the inside and outside of the 2025 2500 Denali Ultimate. Unfortunately, the child locks were on the opposite side, but not a big deal. We'll take a step back and walk around this 2025 GMC Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate one more time. And it is a really nice truck. I mean, it better be at this price point. Despite the discounts, we're still really getting up there in price, but about just as capable and luxurious as a truck can be. Towing over 20,000 pounds, carrying about 3,400, and doing 0 to 60 in under 7 seconds with an interior like this. I mean, you're getting what you're paying for here. Performance-wise, let's take this 2025 Denali Ultimate 2500 out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2025 GMC Sierra 2500 Denali Ultimate. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions, the hydraulic steering rack here feels good, and the throttle response for this 8-cylinder diesel feels really good. We just reviewed the Ram 2500 with the Cummins, and the Cummins now makes a lot of power. I think it makes a little bit more power than what we even have here out of the 6-cylinder, but this feels stronger off the line. It may not pull as hard, but that Ram 2500 had about 1,000 less pounds of payload and almost 4,000 less pounds of total towing capacity. So not quite the same level of truck. And with the independent front suspension here, the ride quality is so much better than that Ram. Even out rear with 90 PSI in the tires, the ride feels better. Good response. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, torque monster. Almost feels like this is underrated. If the Ram is that powerful, I mean, this feels just as quick, if not quicker. Let's throw it into 4 auto. Let it make its shift. There we go. It has shifted. 4 auto. A little less response to the foot, but oh my torque. Yeah. I could see this thing pulling a house, let alone the trailer. And the ride is good. This is the best riding heavy-duty truck that I have ever driven. No question about it. We could try out a real-world turning radius test. Not amazing, but it'll go around in a circle eventually, as you guys can see. And let's try the big bump. It soaks up the bumps unbelievably for an HD truck. We could try an on to off-road transition over these huge bumps. Great transition, super soft. I mean, it's not a 1500 by any means, but it is surprisingly close. likely the closest truck that I've experienced ride quality wise to a 1500 in the heavy duty segment. We had some really good things to say about the Ford HD trucks, but this Denali Ultimate at least rides just as good, if not better. And the brakes feel solid. The brakes in this HD Sierra don't feel any worse than the brakes in the 1500. We can try one out off the line on the gas. Boost. Woo! You look down and you're moving. But yeah, two-wheel drive, it felt a lot quicker through the foot than in four-wheel. To be expected. More drivetrain loss. So much torque. And it's as you lean into the throttle, this thing just shoots forward like a slingshot. It's not like a turbocharged four-cylinder where you got nothing, then boost and you start to finally feel something. You're taking off as soon as that foot touches the throttle pedal. We can open her up a little bit more on this multi-lane highway. On the gas. Yeah, no need to push it any further. It's a beast. But this 10-speed transmission, although it always keeps you banging and into the next gear, I think it shifts too frequently for this diesel. This diesel, since it only has about a 38-ish 100 RPM red line before it shifts, the 10-speed feels like it's always shifting, and it never lets you into boost and pull. Not the end of the world though, because it still pulls perfectly fine. I just don't think that this 10-speed has helped acceleration as much as it's helped keeping you in the power band permanently. Like first to second is perfect, but then once we start getting to like fourth, fifth, sixth, I feel like you could just go right into sixth and it would be just as quick instead of going through fourth, fifth, and sixth. But if that's my only complaint, I mean, this is still a really impressive truck. And just cruising along at highway speeds, it takes just about zero throttle pedal to keep this thing moving. The hydraulic steering rack is not floaty at all at high speeds. Compared to an F-150, compared to a 1500 Sierra, this doesn't feel any floatier. It's actually ridiculous how close this feels to the 1500 counterparts. Not saying the 1500s feel obnoxiously big, floaty, actually quite the opposite. The GM 1500 pickup trucks are already the most nimble in the segment. They don't have the best ride quality, like the Ram has a little bit better ride quality, but the GM trucks don't ride any worse than Ford. And that kind of carries through with their heavy duty trucks. This does not feel This does not feel like it rides any bumpier than that 1500 Sierra. It rides similar to a 1500 Ford. It doesn't ride quite as soft as a 1500 Ram, but the simple fact that I'm even comparing this 2500 HD truck with any 1500 just tells you how well this thing actually rides. I guess you would expect it to ride well because it's a Denali Ultimate that costs $100,000 basically on the sticker. It should ride good, but then when you factor in the fact that it also has over 3,400 pounds of payload, 20+ thousand pounds of towing, every option you could possibly want or need, and still rides this well, this is the best all-around truck on the road today. Yes, it's definitely getting up there in price, but you are getting what you pay for in this situation. And if you're looking for the best towing, the best luxury, the best looking truck total, regardless of the price point, I would 100% recommend checking this out. And a big thanks to Jordan and the rest of the management and staff here at Rivard Buick and GMC in Tampa, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Jordan, and a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.